Good morning. I'm Lieutenant General Todd Semonite, 54th Chief of Engineers, and today we're excited to be in Fort Hood with the 36th Engineer Brigade. And specifically today we're down with the 62nd Engineer Battalion, the leadership of that battalion, and I wanted to have a chance to walk through their motor pool, talk to their soldiers and their NCOs, and make sure that we understand some of the great opportunities and the great challenges in a battalion like this. With me today is Lieutenant Colonel Steve Kaluch and Sergeant Major Gordius. Steve, great battalion down here. Tell our engineer team a little bit about your battalion, maybe some of the missions and some of the issues that you're dealing with.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for coming to Fort Hood today. Our battalion is an EAB, echelon above brigade battalion with a whole suite of capabilities that's kind of unique. Our headquarters and all of our companies are severally deployable. Right now, our headquarters and one of our companies is coming off the DSURF Defense Seaborne Response Force mission this summer. Our firefighting team is now in UCOM, supporting operations there. Our 74th MRBC multi-role bridge company returned from Korea last year with a big train-up right now to regain their capability. And we went through an M2 conversion for both our ECC's construction companies this last fall.
Okay, so really you have a lot of those different elements of the regiment that are outside of the brigade combat team, but would certainly augment that brigade, the BEB, the Brigade Engineer Battalion, with both construction capability, bridging capability, you mentioned firefighting and some of the others out there.
Yes, sir.
So with me also is Dan Jensen. He's the company commander down here of that engineer construction company. Dan, several years ago we modularized an awful lot of the Army. And we took these large companies and we broke them into bite-sized modules out there. This current conversion put some of those back together, so you as a company commander now have vertical and horizontal in the same company. Tell us a little bit about how that's working and maybe your personal feelings. Is that the right thing to do or not?
Sir, I think that's absolutely the right thing to do. As you can see, we have our equipment right behind us here. We have a whole fleet of it. We're getting there. We're going through a little bit of readiness struggles getting the equipment in, but it's slowly and surely coming in. It gives us a great capability to do that horizontal work and that vertical work. So we prep the ground and then we build it up. I think it's a great capability for the Army. We implement with maneuver. We just got back from NTC and had an opportunity to do that. We were actually going out there and did all their dig assets and everything for them. We're learning lessons learned to incorporate our vertical platoon into that as well. So I think it's a great asset and it'll be great for the future.
So I appreciate that comment, and part of this, again, the Brigade Engineer Battalion has some capability, but not all the capability they need to really be able to take care of our brigade combat teams organically. So it's units like yours that have to augment them, and it's units in the total force, active duty, guard, and reserve, that are going to go side by side with our brigade combat teams to give our warfighters what they need on the battlefield. The other thing you talked about was readiness. A lot of our stuff on the construction side is a little bit older. So this is why it's important for units like you, your NCOs and your officers, to make sure that the Army knows where your requirements are. So as we make investments, we can make sure we're buying down risk by continuing to give you the capability you need. You know, Sergeant Major, I would end by saying, you got to have a lot of equipment in the Army to do what we got to do. You obviously got to have great missions. You got to have resources. But at the end of the day, what makes our Army the best Army in the world is people. And I've only been here a couple hours, but I've already been impressed by the attitude of your soldiers and the culture in this battalion. Talk to me a little bit about what your soldiers are and what they mean for our country.
Sir, thank you again, once again, for coming down to visit us. The soldiers of the 62nd Engineer Battalion and the regiment as a whole are always up for any challenge. Focusing on readiness, especially with the engineer construction company conversion, soldiers are cross-training, they're becoming experts at the new equipment, and they're putting 100% in every single day. They'll support any organization, any place, anytime, and they're happy to be here, sir.
Well, and that's exactly the point. Bottom line, missions are going to come and go. It all goes back to supporting the position of General Milley, our Chief of Staff in the Army, which is readiness is number one. It's the number one priority, and there are no other number ones. So all of us have to be ready to be able to step up, do this mission. But we know every day, if we have great soldiers, they're going to find a way to accomplish it. So look, congratulations on a great battalion.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks for having me down.
Thanks,
okay, thanks so much, Dan, for everything you're doing on this conversion. And from the 62nd Engineer Battalion, Lieutenant General Semonite, on the road again.